YouTube question and answer in a little while, so I've got a few minutes. I figured I'd jump in and see what we got. See if anybody joins and ask some questions on all things Social Security, Medicare, all the rest of it. Let's see here. Make sure we got chat going. All right. I'll probably put this up on the website, but if nobody shows up, then I'll delete it out. All right. Jump on here for a few minutes, answer your questions on all things Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security retirement, disability, spouse benefits. Hey, Kevin, what's up? I've got a few minutes here. I'd figure I'd jump in the on the YouTube vertical. YouTube likes the vertical, like people to do vertical every now and then. I guess they're pushing out to compete with TikTok. So I figured I'd jump in here and take advantage of their algorithm and see if we can get some people some help out there. So if you got any questions, make sure you type it in. I'll stick around for about 30 minutes here and get you some answers to all things Social Security, retirement, disability, spouse, survivor, Medicare, Medicaid. So let me know what you're thinking. I did a longer live today, a few hours ago, on exposing Social Security, the secret motivations of Social Security staff. And guess what? It's to make their lives as little easier as better. Horizontal is better. Thanks. Yeah. I kind of like horizontal myself as well, but yeah, YouTube is pushing vertical to compete with TikTok and stuff. So once they destroy TikTok, I guess then they'll go back to, recommending horizontal again, which I like horizontals as well better. But you got to play the game. You got to satisfy the computer algorithm. So I did a bunch of I did 29 shorts yesterday, day before yesterday. Little short, under 59-second videos answering a whole bunch of questions. So if you ask a question on one of the YouTube videos I have, I think over 400 videos now. If you ask a question there, what I decide to go ahead and do is so that answer will get out to more people, is I'm going to start answering questions through little YouTube shorts. So if you ask a question, then yeah, I'll answer it through a short, and I'll probably do like 30 shorts a week answering everybody's question. That way we can get more help to more people, and you get your questions answered. So nothing yet here. What's up, Jason? So hopefully everybody's taken my advice and set up a my Social Security account, and definitely checked out, make sure their earnings is correct. Good. I'm taking Survivor in June, but we'll go over the limit slightly in fall. Is it true $1 over in the month? So yeah, so if you're going to take Survivor benefits, so the first year when you first start your Survivor benefits, so if you're going to start your Survivor benefits in June, it doesn't matter what you made from January to May. You could have made $1 million. Doesn't matter. It's only when you start your Social Security benefits. So your Survivor benefits start in June, then you just have to stay under the $1,860 for the rest of the year. And if you go over a couple dollars, I don't think the Social Security computer system is smart enough to catch it. But what happens quite often is if the Social Security employee, when they took your claim for survivor benefits, if they didn't code it correctly, then what will happen is the computer, once you do your taxes next year, it'll say, you went over the annual limit of the $22,320, and they'll send you a letter that says you owe us all this money back because you went over. That's an immediate indication that the employee did not do it correctly. Because if they would have done it correctly, none of that would happen. But it's an easy fix. You just have to go down there, go down to Social Security. It's a pain in the butt, but you just have to go down to Social Security and say, hey, when I started my benefits in June, I stayed under the $1,860 a month. So they'll go ahead and delete the overpayment and correct it, and hopefully they'll go back to the back and slap the hand of the person that did that, or give them a little bit more training and say, no, you did it wrong. So I am completely cut off SSDI because I went over SGA 1 month by $123, even though the annual is $2,100 below SGA. Is there any way to appeal? Yeah, you can appeal anything. Absolutely. Let's see here. Completely cut off SSDI because it went over SGA for 1 month. So the only way they would do that is if you are in your EPE, the extended period of eligibility. So obviously, if you've already done the trial work period for the 9 months, and now you're in your 36-month extended period of eligibility, every month you go over SGA, the substantial gainful activity, the $1,550, then you just won't get that month. You won't get, they won't cut off every month unless they did a CDR or, a medical CDR or a work CDR, and they determined something separately. But yeah, if you disagree with that, if you think they make the wrong calculations, which on those, unfortunately, they do, then yes, 100% request an appeal. That's the SSA 561. Requesting a reconsideration and say, hey, here's the reality. I didn't go over, and whatever the case may be. Yeah, give you on a iPhone, and then thank you everybody. Yeah, every little bit helps, right? Answering more questions. So trying to get it out there as much as possible. Let's see, earnings from stocks, mutual funds, does it count as income when you are receiving Social Security retirement benefits? No. So you're talking about early retirement. So in terms of early retirement, if you're receiving, stocks or 401ks or mutual funds or anything like that, it doesn't count because that's unearned income, unless, exception to the exception to the exception, unless you're a professional stockbroker, and that's your job is to broke stocks. Yeah. Then that's your job. So therefore that's income. It's earned income. But yeah, just selling stocks and mutual funds. Nope, not at all. So you're good for the early retirement. Jason, if I worked under the Ticket to Work program about 10 years ago, does that 5-year period start over, or does that time accumulate, or does it start over? Yeah, those are, so the 5-year period, are you talking about the trial work period? The EP is the extended period of eligibility. That's a 36 months. But I would call them up because a lot has happened in 10 years, and they might have just voided out that previous time. And if you've had CDRs in the process and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, in that particular case, I would definitely call them up and check. And then on that particular case, if you're actually going to go back to work, I would double check, call Ticket to Work and see what they say. And then I would call Social Security and kind of confirm, because yeah, you don't want to go over and lose your benefits, But again, if you stay under SGA, under the 1550, but I always recommend, even though it's 1550, I wouldn't go right up to the limit, because that's kind of a red flag that, oh, this person knows what the limit is for the month, and so they're making 1550 or 1549. So yeah, they're working it. So they can probably work more, but they know what the limit is, so they're stopping there. So I always, $100, $200 under that. So the adult, so yeah, just that one time. Yeah, then if you just went over the SGA for that 1 month and you're in your extended period of eligibility, they should have just stopped you for that 1 month and that's it. They should have restarted you. Maybe that was the case, is that they stopped you and they just forgot to restart you. So I would definitely, yeah, I would definitely reach out to them. Sheila, I have been waiting 2 years for my original decision. They recently sent me to two other doctors. What happens next? Do I still have a 2 years? Yeah, you must be in Savannah, Georgia. Savannah, Georgia is the slowest in the country. Um, wow, 2 years. That's completely unsatisfactory. But yeah, so you've had a couple of CEs, the consultative exam. You went and saw one of the Social Security doctors. So now the doctors have to write up their review and send it to DDS, and they review it and they'll make a decision based on that. But yeah, if you've been waiting 2 years, that's not right at all. Um, I would, if I was you, I would reach out to your congressional representative, your federal senator, you know, House representative, the one that goes to Washington, and say, on all of their websites, they have a little button that says, I need help with a federal agency. So press that little button and say, hey, I've been waiting for 2 years for this. And they'll send it, it's to Baltimore, which is the headquarters of Social Security. The headquarters will send it to the local. And yeah, they'll say, hey, 2 years is way, way, way too long. And they'll light a fire under whoever has that case in front of them, and hopefully that'll expedite everything. How long should it take before receiving my back pay for survivor benefits? I've been waiting 8 months. What? No, how long should it take for my back pay for disability? I was waiting for that, but yeah, yeah, you shouldn't have to wait a few weeks max for survivor benefits for back pay. Yeah, no, that something's completely wrong. They dropped it. Someone lost something. Yeah, no, should take 8 weeks, not even 8 weeks, a few weeks to get your back pay. If you're entitled to back pay for survivor benefits, then unless it's a disabled widow's benefits, if it's disabled widow's benefits, then okay, that's a disability claim, so it takes a little bit long. But 8 months shouldn't. Yeah, even if it's a widow's benefits, it shouldn't take 8 months. So you need to do the same thing. You need to reach out to the office and say, hey, um, uh, let's see, a better word than threatening. What's a better, enticing? So even on the previous one, I was talking about calling the congressional representative. You might call the office and say, hey, it's been 8 months, it's been 2 years. The previous one I was just talking about. And I just want to know what's going on. And if I don't get a clear answer in this phone call, then I'm forced to go ahead and reach out to my congressional representative and file a congressional. That's what Social Security calls it internally, is a congressional. And so if you don't want to go to the congressional first, that's the way you can do it. It's kind of, old scare tactic, enticement. So yeah, reach out and say, hey, yeah, if you don't tell me, then I am going to reach out to my congressional representative. So, and then if nothing, then reach out to your congressional representative. So SIRS employees last 16 months as a school bus driver, 31 years of retail, go all the earnings substantial. So should I go at 63, go back to Social Security work, or stay with SIRS? I'll have a few years. So SIRS, oh gosh, what is SIRS? That's a service employment. So that's a non-covered pension type thing, like a FERS type thing. Okay, thank you. Is that $1,550 per month? Yes, the substantial gainful activity for this year is $1,550. Does that count with the SSI check amount, or is that, oh, you're talking about SSI. So yeah, for SSI is completely different. So if we're talking SSI, then yeah, if we're talking about regular disability, that's $1,550. But if you make pretty much any money, there is Usually for every $2 you work, they hold back $1 and stuff like that. Yeah, SSI is a completely different program. Kevin, how can I increase my Social Security, or can I? Yeah, basically pay more into FICA. Your your benefit amount is calculated by your high 35 years of earnings. So if you work and pay it into Social Security more, then they review it automatically. Hello, I did my review and never heard anything. Was I just lucky one? Yeah, no news is good news. So if you're in terms of the review, you're talking about the CDR, the continuing disability review. Yeah, if you filled all the paperwork and returned it, yeah, if you didn't hear anything, that's usually good. It's either they did it and everything was good, or they ran out of budget to do yours, and so they just shredded it. Yeah, which is also good. So I'm coming up for my 3-year SSDI review without many doctor visits. Can they remove my benefits? Yeah, they can do anything, but yeah, the CDR, you're coming up on it, so that means you don't have it in your hand. So until you have it in your hand, don't worry about it. I've done a few videos on CDRs. Make sure you watch those. But yeah, it's a budget issue, and even if you get it, they might not do anything with it because again, it's a budget issue. So my philosophy is FCF. Forget about it when you actually get it in your hands, the CDR, complete it, and then forget about it again. So that's going to make your life a lot easier. Mo Stewart, I put a disability application in for my son August 2023 and still haven't heard anything. Is there a certain time frame to be assigned? Yeah, for a disability application, child disability benefits, August 2023. So yeah, you're about, yeah, you should be hearing something back relatively soon-ish. It's already at DDS, the Disability Decision Service. So if you don't know the name of the examiner at DDS, if you just, went down to Social Security office and, whatever person at the Social Security office took the claim, then what they did is once they finished it, their part, which only takes a day or two, they send it up to DDS. And now it's been at the examiner since August. And if you don't know who that person is, I would call DDS, your state disability determination service, and say, hey, I have a case and it's pending since August, and who's my examiner? And they'll give you the information, and reach out to them and say, yeah, I just want to make sure everything's good. And, you know, by the way, son has gone to this other doctor and I just want to kind of fill you in. And, he's taking this other medication, just kind of, use it as an opportunity to provide more evidence. Can I use a public mailbox as address if I live in a RV when I apply for social? Yep, yep. So you'll have to have basically two address, your residence address and your mailing address. So, yep, either one of those is fine. A lot of people use those virtual post offices, which is pretty good, where they it's they get your mail, and then they scan it so you can go on, and then they send you an email, hey, something's got scanned, and you can look in there and say, oh yeah, it's trash, throw it away. I was like, oh, this looks interesting. You push the button and they open it up for you and stuff. So some people use that. Kelly, if my husband passes and he collects Social Security disability pay every month now, would I, as a wife and homemaker, would I get a payment after he passes? I'm a lot younger than him. Yes, once you turn 60 years old. If a surviving spouse can collect benefits at 60 years old, you can collect it starting at 50 if you're disabled widows benefits. Kevin, yes, a state employee. There we go. Yep. So it's okay. So it's a PERS type SERS, or yeah. So state employee type stuff. So you're under the windfall elimination provision possibly. Dr. Weir, if you are able to answer this or give some advice, I was in UHC Advantage. They stopped taking out my premium automatically. I did not realize it. Now they say I owe $1,600. Wow, you were paying a premium for a Medicare Advantage plan? Um, wow. Now they say you owe 1,600. Wow, that's yeah. Most there are some that have monthly premiums, but most Medicare Advantage don't have monthly premiums. And they stopped taking out my premium automatically. I did not realize now they say oh 1,600. So do you already have another Medicare Advantage plan? Um, yeah. Are you sure there wasn't a Medicare supplement plan? But yeah, something. Yeah. Um, Email me, ed@mygovexpert.com, and then give me that information, your phone number, and I can, if you want, I can have someone on my Medicare team. They are all contracted with United Healthcare, so if you give them permission, they can look at your record and see what's going on there and give you a hand and um, see what they can do about you getting you set up. So just go ahead and email me, ed@mygovexpert.com. You're very intelligent. Ah, yeah, I'm definitely subscribing and we'll be watching. Let me make a screenshot of this, show it to my wife. Hey, honey, people think I'm intelligent. She won't believe it. Dr. Ware, you're working hard all the time. Thanks for sharing your years of. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. If your payment is going to be taxable, does Social Security withhold federal and state taxes? Definitely not state taxes. But you can set it up for federal. It's a W-4V, voluntary tax withholding, little bitty slip of paper that you can fill out in with the 7% and 15% or 22%, and then submit it to Social Security, and Social Security will start taking out those taxes. And what most people do is, because they don't know exactly how much to withhold, so they say, okay, well, let's do 7% or 15% for the first year. And then when they do their taxes the following year, then they adjust it. So, oh, 15 was too much, and they go down to 7, or 7 was enough, and they go up to 15. So, yeah, you can definitely do that. Super, super easy. Why do they always do a CDR review on me every 6 months? I'll be 60 here pretty. Every 6 months, a CDR. That, yeah, no, I've never heard of that. Um, uh, is it maybe, well, there's two different kinds of CDRs. There's the work CDR and a medical CDR. They shouldn't be doing a medical CDR every 6 months. That sounds crazy. But maybe a work CDR. That's a possibility. Are you working and they think maybe you're going over, or you're receiving maybe you're receiving SSI and it's called an RZ, a recertification, redetermination. And because of work or your living arrangements or something like that, SSI might do something like that. But agree, Cadillac Jack. Everybody agrees with Cadillac Jack is always right. Let's see here. Thanks. It still hasn't been a. Wait, no, 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 no. Mo Stewart, you're saying that is okay. Wait a second. Is this the one? Let me go back. You you put in a disability. No, 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 no. Disability application back in August 2023, and it hasn't even been assigned to an examiner yet. That's 100% incorrect. Yeah, that's as wrong can be. You need to contact them and tell them, come on, get with the program here. Yeah, you really need to talk to someone's boss that hasn't even been assigned, because they can't do anything until they assign it. So, um, I mean, I'm going to call my congressman level. Let's see here. Okay. AK, early retiring at 64 to be a spouse, full-time, unpaid caregiver. Should I wait to claim at 65 and get Medicare? Same time, or file now because I have no income at this time. Yeah, I mean, it's a 100% personal decision. Yeah, I mean, to wait to get Medicare, I mean, you can start your Social Security benefits at 64, and it's going to be reduced because you're starting them early. But then again, you're getting all those checks between now and then. And then at 65, if you're already receiving Social Security benefits now, when you hit 65, it'll automatically, your Medicare will automatically start. And you'll get your Medicare card in the mail about 100 days before you turn 65. And since you're already receiving benefits, if you decide, then Medicare will take the Part B premium out of your benefits automatically. So, Doctor, I want to retire at 59 and a half. When can I collect SSI benefits? SSI is the welfare-based program, so you can collect it at any time if you're disabled and you have low income and resources. But if you're talking about regular retirement, the earliest you can, if you're a survivor, your surviving spouse benefits, you can collect it at 60. Uh, I appreciate it very much. Private session. Oh, did you request a private session? Perfect. I can email you the documents, what to expect, and the conversation will be more fruitful when we meet the phone discussion. Yeah, yeah. If you've scheduled an appointment, I don't think I saw, unless you use a different name. Did you schedule an appointment? Anyway, but yeah, yeah. If you schedule an appointment and you've got something you need to show me, then absolutely email me and say, hey, here's the stuff, and we're going to be meeting. We're going to be talking next Wednesday, and here's the stuff I want to go over. Yep, absolutely. Dr. Weir, thank you for your service. First of all, secondly, I'm finally receiving child support after 30 years from Social Security. If he passes in arrears, will I get his Social Security? All right. So you're receiving child support after 30 years from Social Security. Okay, so he finally filed for Social Security benefits, and then so he had something to attach, and you went to the court, and the court sent it Social Security and says, hey, now that he's getting money, give us. Sounds like that's how it went, right? And if he passes, yes. And you can get regular surviving spouse benefits starting at 60 years old on his record. If it's been 30 years, then probably not children under the age of 18 that can get benefits, or disabled children. But I mean, just like anybody else, it's not necessarily child support in arrears, but you are eligible to receive survivor benefits on a previous spouse if you were married to that person for 10 years or longer. My case took 4 years to see a judge. Oh my gosh. And 8 more months to get paid. I contacted a senator. There you go. Way to go, Hardy. Yeah, it's taking way, way, way too long. 27-year low in terms of staffing for Social Security. So hopefully with this channel here, we can, because they're not getting a lot of help from Social Security. So hopefully we can help more people out there. So please subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. I was hurt with a serious spinal injury in 2009 and was then put on SSI disability. Did one surgery, will never do another one. Yeah. Those back surgeries are. Let's see, someone's answering somebody else's question, so we appreciate that. I spoke with a supervisor yesterday, and she said check back next month, but thank you for the responding. Wow. Check back next month, and then it's waiting now. I think that's an unacceptable answer if you're waiting that long. And they haven't even done yeah. If you were on SSI and decide to come off, are you required to pay back the money that you received? No. If stuff changes going forward, you just hit the lottery or get an inheritance yesterday, then you say, yep, stop my check this month and don't give me any more. Yeah, because SSI is the welfare-based program. But if you hit the lottery or get an inheritance of $1 million 6 months ago, then yeah, you have to pay that money back. Thank you for service. You're welcome. All right. Someone says act on my information Monday. I like it. All right. L. Mick M. If I retire at 62 and earn over the minimum, does the clawback and dollar disappear, or does it get paid out once I am 67 and able to earn unlimited without the clawback? Okay. So yeah, the clawback is just basically overpayments. Okay. So you're going to retire at 62. And make sure you stay under the yearly. But the first year, remember, you can, even if you're over the year, you can do a monthly. So if you're going to retire next month, stay under $1,860 going forward, and you're good. Next year, stay under the yearly limit, whatever it is, $22,000, $23,000, $24,000. But If you do end up going over, and let's say they hold back 6 months of checks next year because you went over, they hold back 6 months of checks. Once you hit your full retirement age at 67, it looks like, once you hit your retirement age at 67, then they will add those 6 months back into your calculation. They won't give you those 6 months checks. They'll just say, you were reduced an extra 6 months, a reduction because you took it early, but you didn't take those 6 months, so we'll add those months back and we'll unreduce for 6 months. So yeah, you'll kind of get it back. You won't get, all those checks back, but you'll get unreduced, I guess is the best way to put it. All right, let's do a few more questions here. Oh, only married 6 years. Yeah, so you have to be married 10 years, unfortunately. Unless you were in a common law state, I would definitely check that. See if your state was common law when you were actually together. Can someone get an appeal? I don't even have to finish that sentence. You can appeal anything on an ADHD being healed all of a sudden. Yeah, yeah, you can appeal anything. So if you think Social Security did something wrong, absolutely appeal it. Is there a cost of living adjustment with Social Security? Yes. Yep. This year is what, 3.2%. Everybody gets it. What about the clawbacks? I have been paying back $150 per month since 2022 and be paid in full 2025. I showed proof I was not overpaid, but I'm still paying. So yeah, if you requested a reconsideration that you were not overpaid, and yeah, if you already requested it once, but was it an official request for reconsideration, or was you just showed the proof and the person said, well, yeah, I don't believe that? Did you get an actual decision, a letter? If you didn't get an actual letter, then that doesn't sound like it's an official decision, so you can appeal it. And they just changed the law. Remember, I did a few videos on this. They just changed the law a couple of months ago, where if you're doing $150 a month, I would call them up and say, hey, I want to do that 60-month thing, and they'll extend your overpayment to 60 months. And remember, there's no interest. So at the very least, so instead of $159 a month, maybe you'll pay $15 a month. Sorry, I'm terrible at guerrilla math. All right, let's do one more. Someone that hasn't asked a question. Juanita, let's see. Hello, how do you calculate my back pay? My onset date is 2024. Yeah, just if your onset date is at, there's a 5-month waiting period. So if your onset date is 2024, you have no back pay, because you have to wait 5 full months. So your benefit's going to start basically June-ish, April, May, June. All right, let's do two more here. Off-road spec. I don't think you've ever asked a question. I got an overpayment and I have not been able to pay it, but they also have not resolved or write me back on my waiver. Do I get the 19 months back in back pay if they resolve the payment? Yes, absolutely. If if you requested a reconsideration or appeal or waiver, the 632 or the 561, and they determine, oh yeah, nope, off-road spec, you were right, you don't have an overpayment, the money you paid for that 19 months, they'll pay it back. Yep, absolutely. Oh, okay, the onset date was 2023. Yeah, then 5-month waiting period, so it'll go back until June, July. All right, let's get all right. How you live? Yep, okay, live there. All right, that'll be it for today. I had a little 30 minutes. I figured I'd jump in there and answer some questions. So that'll be it for today. I appreciate y'all's support. Have a great night and take care of yourself. Bye-bye.